Okay, Joe, we're going to look at this from a few different angles, above and underwater, and sometimes at some different speeds. As you're going through your stroke here, I want you to notice just that I can see that you're trying to set up a nice clean glide, but notice how that reaches kind of up and over, and the hips bit by bit dip down as you reach there. So I like the fact that you're trying to slice in, but it tends to reach a little bit too far forward and not down to a position of balance. Front quadrant timing and extension really only work when they're finding a place where it actually balances and helps the hips out. So there they kind of ride up and down. You're also kind of watching what you're doing up front there. I'd say just take it down a nudge there. You can open water sight and change that around a little bit, but still we want to keep most of the time in a balanced position. That's what's connecting to a lot of heavy kicking there. Let's slow that one down and take a look again. As you go through, you notice that the head is most prominent, just kind of looking forward, and especially at the left arm, just the hand stays very close to the surface, the right hand stays close to the surface, and always as you do that you can see kind of just a full body line diagonally up and forward as opposed to leaning downhill. Leaning downhill is more of a sensation than anything else, and when you take that arm to a deeper target, it will feel like you're leaning downhill just to get to the reality of being in balance. So we want to take those hips, tie them up behind the rest of the body by getting into better balance with the torso. So even at a slightly stronger rate, we still see a lot of those same habits still fit in there. The head's pretty steady. It does turn a little bit side to side, and I think that it's also because you're kind of gluing into the side of the arm. And just because they're next to each other doesn't mean that they have to stick to each other at all those moments. From above, let's take a look. You can see how that left hand actually stays kind of knuckles right up at the surface for a little period of the stroke. There is great gliding here. I just think that we could get a little bit more distance per stroke just by piercing to a slightly deeper target every time. And a slightly stronger rate. Still, that tendency to overreach, and notice that slap on entry there, that elbow tends to hit before the hand, that kind of Loch Ness Monster move. Just the head of the monster kind of sneaking ahead while the rest of it's underwater. As you come through here, really try and let the elbow lead the way around so you can pierce, slice, and find that deeper position. Because having that hand up by the surface, you might feel like you're getting a push on it, but the push isn't going in a direction. It's helping you, and it's a very awkward angle on the shoulder to start putting pressure in at that top angle up by the surface, uphill like that. Great connection between the hips and the rest of the body. You've got a good hip drive to each stroke there. I just like the target just come down a good 6 inches on every stroke, entering earlier and piercing deeper to end up with a deeper position to finish off at. Let's watch one more shot here of this. I do like how one flows a little bit better into the next here, but again, just taking it down a little bit deeper, you're going to feel how much that helps keep the hips up at the surface, and that kick can be more directly connected to your speed.